guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire and I know it's been a minute since we've really talked or hung out, so I'm really excited for this vlog I'll be working on throughout this week because I am finally in my new place. I would give you guys more of a grand tour, but my downstairs living room, it looks insane. Yukon has kind of reverted back into some separation anxiety habits. If you guys have been with me for a while, then you know that when I first adopted Yukon two and a half years ago, he had really bad separation anxiety, and for some reason he really likes to go after blinds and so he's gone after my blinds in the living room, and I literally have not had a chance to do anything about it. So there is just like blind matter everywhere, just shreds of it everywhere. I'm really happy with this place. This is my bedroom and it's a loft. It's just a really cool hangout. I've been having lots of friends over, but I've also just been busy nonstop. The move itself was a little chaotic, but this is the Tuesday after Labor Day, and for the rest of the week I can just focus on what I need to focus on. Not on moving, not on getting things for the new place, not on entertaining guests or anything like that, just my own stuff. And what I desperately need to work on, especially through the month of September, is my Act 2. I basically have had to put my writing entirely on hold since like the first week of August. I filled out my planner for things to do last night. I already have run errands, I've meditated, I've done some yoga, so I feel completely ready to begin. Well, okay, I don't feel ready. I feel mildly intimidated going back to writing because I haven't done it in a while, and there's going to be a lot of drafting involved because I still need to finish up. I think I was like halfway through drafting my new chapter 11. I don't know, I am not the cleanest drafter. I think I really shine more in editing and cleaning up my prose than initially throwing them out there. And even knowing this and accepting this and just recognizing that the most important thing to do is to put the words on the page, I still really struggle with it, and it can just take me a while to draft anything because of that. I don't even want to say anxiety, but dread. But I do have my Act 2 outline to work with, and I know this story very intimately, so even if I can't make the sentences pretty, the most important thing is to get them on the page. So what I'm going to focus on for September is drafting out my Act 2. Even if it's rough, just getting all the chapters out on there, and then I can spend, you know, October or whatever editing and finalizing it and making it pretty and all of that. And hopefully by getting my Act 2 up to par, making it polished, making it close to professionally written and edited and readable as possible, will only take a few months versus my first act, which took nearly 6 months because I didn't really have a process and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I think one of the things that I did with my first act, I would hyper focus in on one chapter. So I would write out chapter 1, send it to my secret editor friend. She would give me feedback, and then I write it out again, and so I'd be stuck on one chapter for like 3 weeks. So this time I'm just going to try to draft out all of Act 2, not send any chapters to anybody, just try to get that all out, and then I'll start editing it more individually. And I think that will ultimately help with the editing process as a whole if my entire act is kind of on the same page editing wise. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do, so I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. So this is my loft area, which is kind of a wreck. My insane blinds. See, that part looks really cute, and then that just looks crazy. There's the culprit. And in case you missed it in my last vlog, which detailed me specifically moving from Columbus here, as of right now, am not going to get internet at this place. This is going to be an internet-free, you know, hyper productive spot. I still have data on my phone, so that's always going to be a potential distractor, but should I need to look something up, that's how I'll be able to do it. Otherwise, this laptop right now is completely useless except for video editing and writing. I am gonna turn on some lo-fi background music on my phone just to kind of have something going, but otherwise, Scout's honor, phones are off limits. All right, so I really want to finish drafting out chapter 11 today. So I'm gonna change it up and find one of those Pomodoro study with me videos so that A, kind of feels like I'm working with somebody, and B's, I like when there's timers involved and letting me know, like when to take a break and stand up and stretch. Hopefully that will help me write all this out faster. And like I said, I'm just drafting, but I keep doing that thing where I get stuck in my head and I just hyper focus on a single sentence or a single idea when it's like that's all for later. And I knew that this would happen because I've been so out of practice with my writing. I'm gonna change things up and I'm gonna make it work. Hey y'all, it is much later in the day. I think it's past 7 o'clock. One, I really like this spot for filming. It's so cute. You'll probably see more from this angle in the future. I just got done filming a sit down video, so I'm glad to mark that off my list because I kind of wasn't sure if I was gonna get to it today, but I'm glad that that's done and over with and I can just worry about editing it. When it comes to my writing, I definitely struggled with that, but I'm going to actually try working on it right now because it's I do want to check that off as well. I allow myself to get distracted easily because I disliked drafting so much, but that's a limiting belief that I'm telling myself. It's a story that I tell myself that I'm bad at drafting. I'm not bad at drafting, it's just hard, so I put it off, but I am very capable of doing it. So I'm going to try to see if I can whip out some more words this evening, and until then I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow. Hello, hi. I just got done filming another sit down video. I completely forgot to vlog any of my writing yesterday, but I did finish drafting out chapter 11, so I just wanted to take a minute and talk about why I'm really trying to push myself to draft quickly and just in a way that I haven't done before. And I mentioned this in previous clips, but while reworking my Act 1, I just hyper focused on one chapter, on one paragraph, on one sentence. So I think I have this perception of how I'm supposed to draft as a writer. So it's when I'm drafting something, it's why isn't every sentence I'm writing, why isn't it already perfect and magical? Why is it so unsophisticated and chunky and bad? And I assume this will be a skill over time, as in over many years, I'll be able to draft a little bit cleaner, a little bit better the first pass around. And there's already so many things that I recognize while I'm drafting that it's that needs to change, that's something I need to move around. But as of right now, I really thrive in my editing process, and that's where I can really Hi, Yukon. But right now I just need to get the words onto the page and then I can do a pass through and make sure the content is what I need them to be. Because right now I'm also making my main character, his internal emotions, his struggles, extremely explicit. He's mad at this guy, where generally after several pass-throughs it will be a lot more subtle and interesting to read, but that's something I can change later. So what I'm trying to do right now is just for my entire Act 2, just draft it all out, and then for a second pass make sure that the actual content is what I want it to be, and having that really intense outline that I worked on and got feedback on really helps a lot because I kind of have a dual screen going and I have my outline on one side and what I'm writing on another. And so that's definitely helping me stay on track. And I'm still having moments of pantsing along the way where it's like, okay, I'm going from this bullet point in my outline to this next bullet point, but because I don't know, writing is just this ambiguous creative process. The way I'll get there is what I kind of pants out in the moment. But with my second round of editing, I can just make sure that that flow is good, that the structure is good, that the content is good, that the dialogue's roughly what I want it to be. Start making things a little bit more subtle, a little bit more internal. Then a third pass, really focus on sentence structure, how it sounds, how it feels. So if it's a fast-paced scene, make sure the sentences match that level. If it's more of an internal dialogue, make sure it sounds like the character, how he speaks, even though it's internal, just stuff like that. Leveling up the actual writing on the page. But all of that, even talking about it, like, wow, that sounds way more fun than drafting. And I'm really happy that I've already made it through chapter 11. If you guys have been with me for a while, then I think you could remember my first act. It's like I would spend a minimum of a week, but oftentimes 2 on one chapter because I was going through all those stages of editing for one chapter. But I'm trying to just stick with this, you know, first pass, this drafting pass on all my chapters, get them all written out. So today I will be moving on to chapter 12. So I'm really excited about that because it is really gratifying just to be like, okay, we're just moving, we're just rolling, we're just gonna keep on going. Everything that I wrote in chapter 11, I'm just not gonna think about anymore. Okay, and this is a side note. This is kind of the structure of my sit down videos right now, but I do want something more interesting in this corner. So I'm thinking about some sort of like shelving unit, obviously to also put my books on, but then, you know me, I love me some plants, maybe some string lights. I kind of hate that it's so white and plain right now, but also, I don't know, maybe it is kind of nice not to have the background be cluttered either. Let me know your thoughts on this background below. I'll probably be messing around with that a lot in the future. Me and the puppy are gonna go over to my mom's house to do laundry and to use her internet so I can upload some videos. Anyway, that's what I'm up to, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, we're back in the old room, which is now turned into my mother's sewing room, but I played myself a little bit because I forgot to bring my laptop charger. And between uploading my latest video and downloading a new video, my laptop is now dead. So no more internet for me for the rest of the day, which is fine. What I was actually mostly working on beyond the video editing stuff was starting my freelance developmental manuscript editing gig on Fiverr. So this is something that I'm just starting, and I will definitely give more details and announce it more officially in later videos, but I just feel like I have an extremely good grasp on how to help people who are seeking for their novels to be traditionally published, and developmental editing is just my favorite thing of all time. I mean, if this vlog has shown anything, it is how much I love getting into the nitty-gritty of plot holes and magic systems and character development and all of that jazz. You will not miss when that gets officially announced, but that's a project that I'm really excited about. Luckily, I do not need internet, obviously, to work on my writing. So even though I did not have a chance to get around to it while being at my mom's and being surrounded by Wi-Fi, I will get to it later today for sure. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, it's Friday and I've been working on my chapter 12 for a little bit. I'm using a Study With Me Pomodoro, so I worked on it for a solid 25 minutes and I was supposed to take a 5-minute break, but it's kind of not raining right now, so I'm actually going to take Yukon on a walk. This is day 4 of non-stop rain. So I'm gonna walk the puppy and come back and work some more. I need to go to a coffee shop sometime today for the Wi-Fi. Today I would like to upload a video, specifically a Celtic Creature series video. These, if you guys have seen the Cat Sith one that I uploaded recently on my channels, were like little videos that I was doing when I was more involved with Instagram. Now that I am no longer involved with Instagram, I decided to re-upload them onto my channel. I only did 2 episodes, although I do have a script for the 3rd. I was going to do one about Kelpies, which are really fun. They're like this demonic horse creature. I need to edit this vlog. I have a video I filmed yesterday I would like to edit and make the thumbnails for, which I can only do when I have Wi-Fi. I would like to work on my Fiverr account some more. So there are plenty of things to do today. I'm now pretty comfortable with the idea of drafting 1 chapter in about 2 days. So if I can get through about 4 or 5 pages today, that would be ideal. So far I've written about 1.5, but this chapter, I think literally just because I've been writing ever so slightly more consistently, is coming to me a little bit easier than the previous chapter that I worked on, which just felt painful. And I don't think it's a content thing. I think it's purely like working out. I also wanted to mention that a good friend of mine, not my secret editor friend, but a different friend, got back to me with my Act 2 outline, and she actually had a really good edit point. So she pretty much had praise for all of my Act 2 except this one point between my main character and his father, where she said it felt like the main character got resolution with his father way too quickly. It basically happened within that chapter, and she felt like it, for things to feel satisfactory, more of a progression of growth where the main character is like gonna try to get his father's approval and then be denied, and then try it again, and maybe father's a little bit more willing to listen to him or forgive him, but he's not quite there yet, and then one final thing where it's like, okay, you know, you're back in my good graces. But I think that's something that I like in most books and a lot of our writings, where it's like you don't want the resolution to come too easily. You want your characters to struggle and face adversity and be denied and have to come up with new and creative ways to solve their problems. And that's something else that I was thinking about, where I think, especially for modern day readers, we want characters who are complex, that feel real, and due to their own character flaws kind of get themselves more or less into trouble, but also due to their own attributes are able to pull themselves out of it. And we want to see a character face adversity and then, because of their intelligence and their creativity, able to pivot and pivot to get what they want, and that they're not going to let one thing stop them from getting what they want. To talk through that issue and how to make it more complex and interesting, I had to get into like what I want my climax of the book to be, my Act 3. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, it is just like one emotional, exciting thing after another that just like does not stop. Like, Act 3 is just like boom, 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 boom. Whew, it like gives me chills when I think about it. So talking to her about it, it does just make the ultimate series of events that happen in Act 3 even more poignant and like gut-churning. I think will really make both the character in the story and the readers be like, okay, what is he going to do now? Like, what decision can he make? So anyway, that's just what's been going on with me writing wise, and I will check in with you guys later. All right, so it is Saturday and I'm gonna have some friends come over and then we're gonna go out to dinner. So that's why I'm a little bit more adult up. I think this is going to be my final clip for this vlog. I'm still working through chapter 12. That coffee shop that I went to yesterday, so it's also a co-space or like a co-op space, which is something that's more popular on the East or West Coast, but not something I've ever seen in the Midwest. And it's where you can get a daily pass or for a monthly membership and basically rent out little cubicles or really cool office spaces to work on stuff. So rather than renting out an entire office for yourself, you can just go to this little coffee shop and rent out a little space. It's really interesting and something that I'm looking into potentially investing in. I'm still working on chapter 12. That's going to be my top priority until my friends get here. And then Sunday through Tuesday morning, me and my friends are going with my friend's family down to this like luxury lake house thing. I don't want to say luxury, but there's like hotels and cabins down there because her parents have jet skis. So we're gonna go jet skiing and swimming and kayaking. And it's only 2 hours away. So we're gonna have like our last summery hurrah before fall officially kicks in. So I need to get going, but thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. Commenting is what makes me the most happy, but subscribing is what actually helps out my channel the most because I can't be considered to be monetized until I have 1K subscribers, and I'm getting closer and closer to reaching that goal. So every little bit helps. Plus I just appreciate it. It means a lot to me when you take the time to do that. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.